Previously, we covered the first chapter of class 9 biology, the fundamental unit of life, where we have understood what a cell is, its structure, how it functions like a fundamental unit of life. So that we have understood the cell, so now it's time to level up. So today we will learn what will happen when these cells come together and do a specific job. That's what exactly this chapter deals with. Tissues, the second chapter of class 9 biology. And yes, this is going to be a one short quick revision, clear and full of concepts that will stick to your mind. So let's start. Now based on where these tissues are present or found, they can be classified as of two types. If the tissues are found in the plants, then it is considered as the plant tissue, and if the tissues are found in the animals, then it is considered as the animal tissue. So now have a look on this flow chart where I have drew the whole flow chart of the plant tissues, types of plant tissues. So let's discuss this one by one. Now in this flow chart you can able to see that the plant tissues can be mainly of two types, permanent tissue and meristematic tissue. Permanent tissues then again differentiated into two types, that is either it is simple permanent tissue or complex permanent tissue. These simple permanent tissues can be of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And the complex permanent tissues can be of two types, that is xylem and phloem. And now let's come to the meristematic tissue. So meristematic tissues can be of three types, that is apical meristem and intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Now let's discuss about all these types of tissue in detail. So let's talk about first the difference between the permanent tissue and the meristematic tissue. So the meristematic tissue is basically responsible for the growth of the plants. That means growth of the plants means they have the capability to divide their cells. Whereas in case of permanent tissues, they do not have the capability to divide its cells. So just because the meristematic tissues can be able to divide its cells, so that means the vacuole is absent here. Why this vacuole is absent here? Because we know that in case of plant cells, the vacuole covers up a very large space in the plant cell. So if the cells will not get enough space to divide itself, then how they can able to divide? If they won't able to get enough space, then they couldn't be able to divide. So that's why the vacuole is absent in case of meristematic tissues. Whereas in case of permanent tissues, the vacuole is present as it is. Similarly, in case of meristematic tissues, the intercellular spaces are also absent. But in case of permanent tissues, the intercellular spaces are present. And the cell wall of the meristematic tissue is thin, so that it will allow the cells to divide itself. Whereas in case of permanent tissues, the cell wall is either it is thick or it is thin. Now these permanent tissues are divided into two types, that is either it is simple permanent tissue or it is complex permanent tissue. So from this terms you can able to assume that what can be the definition be. So simple permanent tissue means when a group of similar types of tissue, similar types of cells come together to form a tissue, then it is known as simple permanent tissue. And when different types of cells come together to form a tissue, then it is known as complex permanent tissue. Now, this simple permanent tissue is divided into three types, that is either it is parenchyma, sclerenchyma or collenchyma. Now, the most important thing you must memorize that the parenchyma is something that is related to the living cells, whereas the sclerenchyma is something that is related to the dead cells. The parenchyma tissues provide supports to the plants and is responsible for storing the food in the roots and the stem. And the intercellular spaces between them is very large, means the gaps, there are a large gaps present. The cells of the parenchyma tissue is loosely packed, that's why there is a large intercellular spaces present in between them. And these parenchyma tissues can be of two types, that is chlorenchyma and arenchyma. From this term chlorenchyma, you can able to understand that it is something related to chlora, means it is containing chlorophyll. That means it is responsible in photosynthesis. And arenchyma means related to the air, means the air spaces helps the plants to make buoyant, means plants को वो हल्का कर देती है. Parenchyma tissues are responsible for making these lotus lighter so that they can float on the water. Now the next one is the collenchyma. Collenchyma tissues are also made up of living cells, and this tissue is found in the stalks of the leaves, and it provides flexibility to the leaves and the stems so that they could bend without breaking. Now the next one is the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma tissues provide hard and stiff covering to the plants, or there is no to little space in between them. And I have already discussed that sclerenchyma is something that is made up of dead cells. So now let's come to the next part. Complex permanent tissues. It can be of two types, xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem sclerenchyma, whereas phloem consists of seed tubes, companion cells, phloem sclerenchyma and phloem parenchyma. Now, the role of xylem is to transport the water, and the role of phloem is to transport the food. The transport of water is in one direction, so that's why the xylem is unidirectional in nature, but the transport of food can be in both the direction, either from stem to the roots or from the roots to the stem. Okay, so that's why it can be considered the nature of the phloem is bidirectional in nature. Now, the main function of the xylem is to provide supports to the plant, whereas phloem is responsible to provide support to only the sieve tubes. Now, one more important difference that you must remember, that in case of xylem, we have discussed that in xylem, tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem sclerenchyma is present. So, out of all these four parts, xylem parenchyma is the only one part that is living in nature. Rest all the three are non-living, that are having the dead cell. As in case of phloem, out of the four parts, that is sieve tube, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem sclerenchyma, only the phloem sclerenchyma is dead. Rest all are living in nature. So this was all about the plant tissues. In the next video, we are going to cover about the animal tissues. So if this one shot helped you, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel Genora Academy, and share this video to your friends who are preparing for the exams. All the best.